Hi, everybody. It's crazy. Like, I'm going to sit here and say this is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done, but it actually kind of is. And I'm doing it like this because I have to. Because this is the only way, like, I will ever get past this. So, so, I don't know. Since my parents died, I don't know. Lots of things in my life changed. Actually, lots of things in my life changed since forever ago. But I found out a lot of freaking things. I found out that God isn't the scary God that they teach us about in school. Nope. God is like right here, all the time. Like, He's been here helping me all the time. He, she, whatever. The Spirit. But I never really connected to God because I don't know. I was afraid of God. Actually, I was afraid of freaking everything. I was afraid of everything. My whole freaking life, afraid of everything. Afraid not to follow the rules. Afraid to do anything you're not supposed to do. Well, afraid to do everything that people say you're not supposed to do. The reason I'm here is because I don't know, I never really thought I was a negative or judging kind of person. But I come to find out that I judge people all the time. In my head, in my head, I'm judging people all the time. And I'm judging people because I didn't like myself. I didn't like myself because my whole life I wasn't allowed to be who I was supposed to be. So this is me finally letting go of all that shit. But I think the hardest thing for me, the hardest thing I've ever had to freaking let go of is worrying about what people think about me. I go everywhere worrying about what people think about me. Who knew? I mean, I knew. I knew. I always thought everyone was judging me everywhere I went. Like, I always wanted to fit in, but I never fit in because I wasn't supposed to fit in, I guess. Not sure. I'm not sure. But what I do know is that I judged myself so hard for so long. And in doing that, I judged other people. But what I was really doing was looking and seeing things in people that I didn't like about myself or that I wanted to be, but I couldn't because I wasn't supposed to be, because that's how I was raised. I was raised to be good and kind and caring and sweet and to listen and not be loud and follow the rules. So guess what? I followed the rules. I mean, there's been a few times I didn't follow the rules. You know, I guess that made me a bad person. Well, you know, in the eyes of the people that say things are bad, but I'm not a bad person. I'm probably one of the best people I freaking know. I'm one of the best people I know. Not saying I don't know any good people, because I do, but I sit here now and I don't know. I found God and I found a way to to live a positive life. And I didn't even know I didn't love myself, but I love myself. I'm learning to love myself now. But my whole life I didn't love myself because I just didn't. Because when I was a kid, like, you were just supposed to know people loved you. Even though, they didn't show it. And I'm not pointing fingers at anyone about that. I'm just saying, like, the way you were raised is the way your parents were raised. I mean, they change things, it gets better. Things are different. Like, the way I raised my kids was different than the way my parents raised me, but I I did some of the same things. Some of the same things my parents did to me that I said I'd never do. I did some of that to my kids. Except my kids could come to me and they could talk to me. And I love you was a regular thing around here. But besides me finding God and figuring out, well, beginning to figure out who I am, I'm here to tell you the thing that I'm always worried about. I'm always worried about people knowing. So, like, I don't know if I'm gonna get into the whole story. I'm not sure. Like, this is just ad lib. Whatever's coming to my mind is coming out of my mouth. So, I don't know, when I was with my kid's dad, he started doing drugs, and it was a struggle. Like, it was a struggle. Like, I loved him. I loved him, and I believed in him, and I couldn't even believe it was happening, that he was picking that over us. So we lost everything. I lost everything, but I didn't think about that. I didn't lose me. I didn't lose my kids, but everything that you could get back. We lost all that. Everything I worked hard for, I lost it all. But instead of just, I don't know, I listened to what everybody else was telling me, what I should do, what you should do, what you should do. And I wanted to stick with my, their dad, because I loved him. But anyway, so instead of leaving, walking away, I decided one day, I don't know why, I guess because it's what I was supposed to do. One day I decided I was going to try that. I'm going to try that. Because I don't understand. I don't understand how you can pick that over other people and then put that before them. So I tried it. I don't know. I didn't feel the hype. But I tried it again. And I don't know. I guess I kind of liked it. It made me feel like, I don't know. It made me disconnect. I felt like, I don't know, I was somebody else maybe. I'm not really sure. But part of why I did it was because I wanted to prove that you can stop. Like, I couldn't understand how something can have such a hold on somebody that they can't stop for the people they love. And, well, eventually, I don't think it even took long, but I started losing weight. And I was kind of overweight more than I wasn't overweight. So I didn't like that about me. So I was like, oh, all right, this ain't so bad. I'm losing weight. Things are okay, I mean, we were trying to hold things together as much as we could, but, I mean, it was pointless at that point. Because then I was drug into that shit, and I was fiending, whatever you want to call it. And then, I don't know, I couldn't stop. I just couldn't stop. And then we ended up splitting up anyway, and I ended up moving into Park Manor with my kids, and I got some money, and I wasn't gonna do that shit no more. That was my plan, but nope. As soon as I got that money in my hand, it was right back on it, right back to it, and it controlled me. I didn't control it. And one day I was so bad, so bad. I freaked out. I don't even remember what happened. All I know is that I don't know if my cousin called me, my sister, somebody I was on the phone with, and I think I was freaking out. I ain't sure because I was all whacked out. And sent an ambulance. And the ambulance took me to the hospital. I didn't want to go. I was so scared. I was so paranoid. My heart was beating out my chest. The ambulance took me to the hospital. I ended up in a rehab. My parents were pretty ashamed. My kid is a freaking drug addict. So I went to rehab, and it took a while. I went to rehab, and then I went to a halfway house, and, they helped to a point, but I don't think I really still connected with God yet, but eventually I stopped. And I'm giving credit to all the people that were there that helped me, because there were some people that got me through it, and finally I was done with that shit. It's been I don't even know. Like I didn't do it like you're supposed to do it. I kind of did it my own way, but I think God helped me. Well, I know God helped me, but I did it my own way with some advice and with God, and not really knowing it was God, but it was with God. Like, otherwise, I don't think I'd have made it. But I had kids. They needed me. I needed me. I needed me. But anyway, my whole life, I've been worried about what everybody's going to think about me. And what if somebody finds out about that? And what if somebody knows I did drugs before? And I'm tired of worrying about that. I'm tired of walking in a room being afraid of who might know about me, who's judging me. And it's not even that. It's just everywhere I go, because of my fear that is inside of myself, because of how I grew up and all the shit I put away and I don't know, I put so much shit away. I mean, I could tell you all kind of shit I learned in the last, I don't know, month or so. But out of all the shit I put away, I don't know, I lived my life, I don't even know what I was saying, but I lived my life out of guilt. I did everything because I feel guilty. Everything I didn't, like if I did something for you, like, and I really didn't want to, because I felt guilty. I never put myself first, because I felt too guilty not to do what I thought I should do for somebody else, because I'm supposed to be that nice, kind person who puts everyone before herself. Just like the kid's dad. But I loved him. It was unconditional love. You're supposed to have unconditional love. And I don't know. I don't know if I was supposed to stick that out and help him through. You can't, but I figured out, like, you can't fix somebody. You can't fix somebody unless they want to fix themselves. And I wanted to fix myself. So I fixed myself. I'm like way different. I'm a way different person. But I think I still was kind of like, I was kind of a loner, because I didn't have the confidence to be a leader, but I also didn't want to be a follower. So I kind of like usually did my own thing. But anyway, back to my whole point of this. And like, I've been stressing all day about this, because I knew I needed to do this. I needed to let this shit go. And the only way I'm going to let it go is if I forgive myself. And just tell everybody. I'm just telling everybody. And then whoever wants to judge me can judge me. And I don't care, because they're judging me anyway. Because that's all I see is everyone judging everybody. And another thing I want to say about that is, like, I did that. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't ever talk crap on people, because I have. But it ain't my place. Ain't my place to judge anybody. You know, God don't judge me. So why am I judging other people? Why I know now. Now I know, because I saw something. Everybody I've ever judged, there was something about them that I was missing, or I wanted to be, or like I was jealous of. Something like that. I'm not sure this is really coming out the way I planned, but anyway, the reason I'm here is because today I'm telling my truth. The truth that I was so worried about everybody knowing. The truth that there's going to be people that judge me for. But I know this because I've been judging myself this whole time. I've been judging myself. And the crazy part is, I've been judging myself and I've been ashamed. I'm ashamed that I freaking did drugs. If you can't tell, like, I've been ashamed that I did drugs. But what I should be focused on is the fact that I stopped doing drugs. I stopped doing drugs. I should be proud of myself. I should be proud of myself. The problem is that my whole life, or I'll say most of my life, no one ever made me feel like they were proud of me. So how do you feel proud of yourself when no one gave that to you? No one let you feel that way. No one showed you that, like, I'm proud of you. I mean, I'm not going to say at some point, maybe, my dad probably told me. Like, me and my dad, later in life, like, I could tell he was proud of me. But my mom, not so much. But I did find out after my dad died that my mom was proud of me. She never told me. My sister told me something she said one day. And, I mean, it made me feel good, but you sit there sometimes and like, wow, my whole life, I never knew that. Actually, I didn't even know that she loved me, to be honest. But this ain't a pity me fest, because, one, I'm not a victim. And I'm done with that life. And the only way I'm going to get through this is if I finally let this shit go. So I'm letting this shit go. I'm telling everybody. Everybody, if you want to judge me, judge me. If you don't. But just know that the whole judging thing ain't your place. It ain't your place. And you better find your place with God, because if this world's ever going to get better, we got to quit focusing on everybody else and look inside ourselves. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking inside myself and finding out what I can do to make things better. And I'm hoping that me looking inside of myself and seeing what was wrong with me, instead of trying to find things wrong with other people, like if everyone would do that, maybe, just maybe, things would change. Instead of everybody pointing their fingers at everybody else at what is wrong in this world. You ever think maybe that's what COVID was about? That they were being isolated so they can look at themselves and figure out what is really going on? Like, what is really happening in the world? Yeah, everybody's worried about everybody else. Everybody needs to start worrying about themselves. Worry about yourself. And help people that need help, instead of kicking people when they're down. Love, people. Love is the answer. We're supposed to love each other, not talk shit on each other and go behind people's backs and say one thing to one person and something else to somebody else. That's what people do. Drama. Yep. I'm living the drama-free life. I'm living the positive life. I'm living the God life. Yep. Because God got my back. There ain't too many other people that got my back. Well, there's some. There's a few. They know who they are. They know who they are, and there's people who I got their back. Sometimes, I mean, we struggle. We ain't perfect. We make mistakes. And the people who need my apologies, they get them. The people, I'm just going to worry about me now. I'm going to worry about me and the people I love and I care about. And I'm sending out love to everyone else and hoping you all find your way, because I finally found mine. And thank you for listening.